Okay. I want to talk about. I know we spoke about microaggressions last week, but I want to actually raise this because I feel like this, to me, it highlights the difference between Asians and Black people in my workplace. So,
what are we talking about?
It's a microaggression happened at work, but it wasn't towards me. So basically,
that was last week's uncut episode.
No, this is just an addition. Sorry,
okay. Go on.
A few months ago, my workplace, a white manager got a birthday card for an Asian man, and in front of it was a picture of a monkey.
Okay, cheeky monkey.
Not quite literally, cheeky monkey. Yeah. And I saw that, and I was like, I didn't sign the card. I just passed it on because I was like, that's not my battle to fight. Okay. Do you see what I mean? Like, Asians don't fight for me. I'm not about to bring back fighting for you. And I don't even know if they're offended by stuff like that. But the thing is, the said Asian man, he came in and he was happy with his card. I was like, okay. Then it happened again today. It was another colleague's birthday. The same white man got another card with a monkey on it for another Asian man. And at this point, I'm just like...
Could be a bit more conscious of the things that you get as gift, guys. Like, come on.
Do they, like... It's weird. It's just weird. Like, so my question is, do Asians find getting called a monkey or gorilla or that kind of stuff, do they find it offensive?
I'm not sure because I know sometimes they can be even offensive towards Black people. But
what do you mean even offensive? It's not even, it is offensive.
It is offensive.
I think they can be offensive to Black people as well, Asians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant monkey.
No. All right, cool. So today on Uncut, I really wanted to invite somebody with long hair. Not you, apart from Chris.
First of all, I didn't even say anything. First of all,
when you take that deep breath in, that we know what's coming.
You know what's coming next. Bad hair day, guys.
But like basically on Twitter, I put up like a debate question type thing about Chris stop about Black women and their kind of bias towards Black men with hair. That's a general statement, but I've just noticed that. In conversations with Black women, sometimes they're like, oh, like I don't like Black men with hair because it's like it's childish, it looks unneat, it looks untidy, or so long as it's neat or so long as it's neatly locked that we you know, just very like
there are caveats to it.
Yeah, there's like conditions or it's just childish generally or very untidy. And I have a big problem as a natural hair enthusiast. I have an issue with that. I know I'm wearing my weave right now, but you guys know that I went on that journey where I didn't wear weave for a year.
I don't recall.
Right? And I still prefer my natural hair to wigs.
Yeah.
I've just been stressed for the last 2 weeks. That's why I've been wearing wigs.
Oh, why?
I've just, watched MCTV's come back into my schedule, and it's just been like last week I was in the office till 3 a.m. editing.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was like I walked home and I was like, wow.
You can walk home from here?
Yeah, it's a straight road.
Oh.
I walk at 3 a.m. It's not safe.
Yeah, it's true.
It was a madness, but that's me. I love natural hair. I love natural hair on men as well. Bello, what do you think? Because you've been shaking your head over there, but like you want to say something.
Call me out. Like
I told you I was gonna come for you.
I like, but I would. Do you know, it's funny how you guys try to come to me. I've said on numerous occasions I like them locks. So I don't know. Where
just not
from.
me.
Yeah, it's not you. I've got an agenda.
Can he have like cornrows? Can he grow his hair out? And do you know what? Sorry to cut you. I've even noticed in the comments, you people try and bully Chris, tell him to go and cut his hair.
Bully who?
You go cut your hair. Okay?
Oh, fight for me.
Leave him.
Go fight them.
Chris is like, what? Oh, okay, go ahead.
Fair enough.
Leave him alone. If he wants to grow his hair out,
Preach.
They said they liked it.
he can.
Okay, but yeah, what Mo said.
There's one or two, and I know for a fact that they are Black women, and I just don't understand why we do that nonsense.
It's true. What Mo said.
You know that ones where you're standing behind you.
The one of Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Yeah, whatever Mo said, I agree with it.
Sorry, Bella, go on.
When it comes to like, there's even okay. Let's talk about neat locks and messy locks. Recently, there's a picture of Lil Wayne and his dreadlocks are blonde and
no, but that picture is beyond the locks.
No, because if someone who was wearing a suit came with hair like that, would you say it's beyond the locks?
I think that was
he wasn't wearing a suit.
I think that was a bad picture.
That's not what I asked.
I think that was a bad picture.
That's not what I asked. I said, if there was someone wearing a suit with those locks, would you now say, oh, it's beyond the locks, not hair?
I think it's a bad picture.
I think it's a cop-out answer. Forget that his face, he looked like a crackhead. Just the hair, the way some of it was long, some of it was short, some of it was locked, some of it wasn't. If that hair was on someone in a suit, would you argue that black women are wrong for saying that looks unkept?
Maybe he had a bad hair day.
Cop out answer.
I don't understand.
Who are you? The argument police, fam. What's your problem?
If Lil Wayne took that picture and he had a fade, no one would say, "Oh, Lil Wayne looks like a crackhead." It's because of his hair.
Are you being for real?
No.
If Lil Wayne took that picture,
are you actually
and he had a fade, he just had a fade.
But no, that picture is
All
beyond.
right, let me
his
ask you a
hair.
question. Have we or have we not seen Future in the
That's
suit?
what I'm
Have we or have we not seen Future in the
Thank
suit?
you.
Have you seen Future's hair like that? Have
Yes.
you seen Future's
But
hair
that was
like
a bad hair day.
Have you? That's my point.
So it's just a bad hair day?
You've just called his hair a bad hair day. And
When I said that, I said there's a couple of answers.
No, but my question is, if that hair was on someone in a suit, would you call it a bad hair day, or would you just accept that's their hair?
I wouldn't call it a bad hair day because he would look normal overall. He didn't present himself very well in that picture below.
I think it was a bad picture.
Generally, like his body.
Like everything.
Everything.
Like, it's just...
Okay, but I just ask you, if that guy had a fade, if Lil Wayne had a fade in that picture, and fresh fade, everything's sharp.
Yes, they would still call him
So
what they called
the
him
only
on social
difference is,
media.
what you're saying is, because the looks went the only alternative is a fade.
No, I'm asking you, if he had a fade, would you still have that opinion?
If he looked like a crackhead, he looks like a crackhead.
And I'm asking you, why do you believe he looks like a crackhead?
Did you see his face?
I feel like you guys are pretending.
Pretending
that
like
you
what?
didn't think his hair looked messy.
I think you're
His
biased.
hair was messy.
Okay, but
That's what I'm saying. It's a bad hair day.
His hair was messy amongst
What's the...
everything
Okay, then
else.
hold
okay,
on.
but what I'm
What's
saying
your
is-
argument?
what
What's
I'm
your
saying,
argument? What's your
If
argument?
his hair was messy, but if he had that hair,
Yeah.
but he was going to work with that hair,
Yeah.
because he felt
that's
that
his
that
choice,
hair
that's
looked
what
good,
looks nice
would
on
you
him.
say that hair? Okay, but how can you say?
What?
Wait, how can you say that hair looks bad when he took that picture? But if he had the same hair and he was going to work with it, you're saying it's fine.
I didn't say it's a bad hair day at work, on the moon, in hell, wherever he is. It's a bad hair day.
So
I just strongly believe that we do need to be careful with the language we use surrounding black hair. Okay, across the board, hair can be neat, hair can be
Messy.
It can be messy, it can be on
My braids
hair.
under this
But
are messy.
I just feel like we do need to be careful because of where some of these terms come from.
yeah,
Where do you think they're coming from? Anti-Blackness.
yeah.
Anti-Blackness and the way
Louder for people
prejudice from like way
Slave
back.
to the white man.
Yeah. You know,
Preach it.
that was
Don't hold
where
back, don't hold back.
relaxing came in,
Yeah.
straightening of hair. That was where weaves came in, so that we would be more accepted within society. So much so now that we've come out of that era, but we're still very much holding on to prejudices against ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. And I pointed out something that I think
Most
every
third eyes open.
Yeah.
She's woke. She's
apparently
woke.
that's
She's
demonic.
She's woke now.
Please, I don't want it to open.
It's not. I beg.
One point I made was the fact that I feel like a lot of or some black women that hold these prejudices towards black men and their hair, it's because they have those same biases or prejudices towards themselves, in a sense of, I don't like to see some people natural hair just looks ugly, clean, unkept, kept, whatever. To them, just that coil. They don't want to see it.
Okay, you don't think that. They think that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think some people don't want to see it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's why in black communities, you
And that's
say,
anti-black.
go and cut your hair. You know, why do men always have to, why can't they explore? Why can't they, have curls? Why can't they have cornrows? Why can't...
The thing is, at the end of the day, like, you're talking about a very utopian world where it's just like, you could have your hair out and no one's going to think anything different of it. But realistically, we all know that some hair is neat, some hair is not.
I think that's dangerous.
Why?
I think it's dangerous to say that some hair is neat and some hair
The
is...
thing is, even the other demographic have their bad hair.
That's
It's
what
just
I'm saying.
It's
Across
more,
the board,
it's more
you can
accessible
have-
to them. But it's just
Yeah.
like, if it comes across like you've just got out of
I
bed.
don't want to wipe my hair.
Let me give you an example. Yeah, it's like you have a meeting at 9 a.m. in the morning. You go in with bad hair. It looks like you've just got out of
What
bed.
does bad hair look like?
It's a bit messy.
It's messy. It's
not,
all over the place. It's short on one side, long on the other side. Looks
Yeah,
like
there you go. There you go. One
everything-
side's short.
Looks like I'm taking care
So
of
you
it.
haven't done anything
No,
to
you haven't
it.
combed it.
But do you know, there are some people that still hold those biases even when... Can you say biases?
Bias.
Boy, I'm not happy.
Like, they still hold those
Literacy
biases. Yeah. Even though, you've tidied your hair, or, with like black women, for example, I know there's like a lot of pressure when you have your natural hair out to have it sleeked back. That's one like condition that black women always like, the edges have to be neat. And I know for like 6 months out of my time without weave, I purposely did not, because I was like, why can't it look pretty even without that?
But the thing is, you're trying to change. It can look pretty to you, but you're trying.
long
What
as
you're
it
trying
doesn't
to
look damaged,
change.
like, I don't see patches,
You're
that's
trying to
damaged.
change someone else's preference. good luck doing that.
Because if I don't like, I like men in locks and I don't like men in cane rows.
Okay.
That's a preference. So when people, it actually annoys me when people tell me I'm anti-black because I don't want a man in cane rows.
I don't think you're anti-black, but I think that's an anti-black opinion.
The thing is, I agree with you to the sense that we need to be aware of what language you use. Right. And the thing is, not all opinions need to be voiced. But at the same time, you can't try and change someone's preference and then...
Oh, I've never tried to change anybody's preference, but I've always tried to work on my own acceptance of myself.
Yeah.
No,
and
I get that.
I think what was really nice about this conversation, and you guys know that I don't try and bully anybody.
You do.
I don't. One thing I really liked that came from that thread is that I actually had black women come into my mentions and be like, oh, do you know what? I never thought about it like this, but I didn't realize that I was actually holding, some bias and I didn't know where it was coming from. Because I think sometimes we have these opinions and we're like, it's my preference. Kind of like the whole light skin and dark skin thing. It's my preference, but we don't, until we sit and then analyze where is the roots of that preference, then you realize that, oh, wow, okay.
It's stuff that you need to unwrap, but I feel like you can't force these things on people. They need to learn it for themselves. So
someone said today, I think it was Mary, she said on the timeline, even if you don't care to educate that person, don't undo the work of those that are trying to educate that person. Right. So if I don't agree with your opinion, I shouldn't now come and attack you. Yeah. And even though I don't care to educate you, I don't want to now come in. If Chris has tried to educate you, I don't want to attack you, and then you feel like you're going to dig your heels in with your opinion, and you'll now forget everything Chris has told you because I'm coming at you and saying rah 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 rah. And my thing is, I see that a lot when it comes to certain topics. This one especially regarding black men, hair in general, and and I admitted last week saying that I did used to say things like, "Oh, I just don't want to do it," blah blah blah, and I understood where that was coming from, but I think I kind of stuck with that for much longer because of women that will just come out and say, you're anti-black, no, talk to me. Things like that really, really piss me off. Yeah. So like with this conversation...
I don't think we should label people. Like, I've mentioned this a few times. Even with like misogyny, we don't label people by their actions. We can say that that's a misogynistic comment, but I wouldn't say you're misogynist. Like in the same way I can say that's an anti-black comment, I wouldn't say you are anti-black.
So if a racist makes a racist comment, you're not saying they're racist, just a racist comment.
I think it's very nuanced then.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
No. I just want to... For the purpose, so.
Devil's advocate. Yeah. No, you got. But when it comes to black, I read your thread and I was like, do you know what? I definitely see where you're coming from. I just feel like I also don't believe. I feel like people that feel like if I don't like this certain type of hair, they're anti-black. I also think they're kind of one-track minded because they don't ever want to kind of consider where you're coming from. So if I say I like locks but I don't like cane rows, explain to me why me not liking cane rows is anti-black.
You sound like the guy on Red Table Talk right now.
T.I.
When he was like, what's
patriarchy? No, what's feminism?
No. He said, have men ever tried? No, have women ever
tried to talk about?
Have women ever tried to explain to men what patriarchy is?
He is not smart.
What do you think, Chris? Because obviously you're on a natural hair journey.
The thing is, ultimately, I honestly believe that people are entitled to their preference and what they prefer, and like regardless of the conscious bias, whatever reason behind it, you're entitled to your preference because it's not something you're going to unlearn across one conversation. But what I find is, and I agree with Bella, is that people seem to think that they have some level of intellect that's above everyone else, and they won't try to educate
have a level of intellect.
Rest. And they won't try to take their time to explain it to you what it is. Oh my days!
I'm sorry, land.
No, but it's just like some people they don't want to, or they refuse to, or it's just like they get
That's
frustrated.
Such a white boy thing to do.
Sorry. I know. I did it. I was like, oh my god, stop! I literally went like this.
They do that with their hair.
Never again. Sorry. And last week Chris did it. Last week Chris went like this.
Oh yeah, of course. Once I grow my locks, it's all of this, all of that stuff.
It is such a white thing to do.
Yeah, Toby's ready to go.
Nah, but
he always quite like 20 minutes.
Nippy.
Yeah, but I respect people that are willing to try and educate other people with regards to, especially like you're doing good work.
Yeah.
Like I don't have the patience for it because there are people who will dig their heels in and refuse to try and understand. Yeah. And at that point, your hands are tied.
Yeah.
But that's why you shouldn't attack.
Yeah.
Like,
I do understand that.
But
like I said,
but one thing I do want to say is this: that we need to remember where we live and whose land we live on. Because I don't need to go to work and then you think you can just go to work anyhow with your hair anyhow, and then you get pulled into a meeting and then you're left there by yourself, not
You
knowing
know,
what to
someone
say.
actually made a comment on our video last week concerning natural hair, because there's a passing comment you made. And they were saying how they're now like a manager and they've always worn their hair in locks, I believe it was.
I read that actually.
I read that too.
Comment,
and that's great. Unfortunately, I just don't feel comfortable with doing that because I'm fearful that it will be used against me because some of the comments made in interviews or at work or in meetings. So where I understand where you're coming from, and maybe I should have that confidence. Unfortunately, because I've seen the consequences of it, I'm not there yet.
It's crazy that black hair is so political.
Everyone's fighting a different battle at work. It's easy for me to say, like, for example, if I worked in a school or something, or like in the arts, if I was self-employed, I could have my hair anyhow. But when I go into the office, what'd you say?
Trying to shave me?
Oh yeah. Because obviously you're employing yourself, but when you work in a corporate establishment, you're going to work in Canary Wharf, and it's just like you look through a different lens.
Yeah.
So
I think it's debatable, but okay.
Like I said, wearing your hair out is confidence in itself. But if you ever get pulled into a meeting and they ask you why is your hair like that, or you don't want to get caught lacking because it's like you don't be speechless. Like, oh,
I just don't want you to don't touch me.
You don't want to.
Don't
The thing
touch
is,
your hair.
imagine you're getting questioned about your hair. Of all things to be questioned about at work, it's your hair. Someone wants to avoid that conversation. So I can't blame anyone who wants their hair to be neat or low cut or level one. Like right now, I'm very unkempt at work, and every day I think to myself, like, what if I get pulled up at work about my hair and my beard?
What's unkempt about you?
Yeah, because they'll now come and
It's
say,
not cut.
Wow, you see what
that's
this
what
is
we're
what I'm
talking about.
saying.
That's
No. I get it, but I don't mind. I have to come to it because
But don't you comb
in
it?
the back of my mind, pardon,
Don't you comb it?
it's a different look to what they're used to. I'll always have a level 1 skin fade.
but it's on their terms now.
It's on their terms. So it's just like, I think to myself, like, are they going to pull me up on this? Like, I'm curious to
To
see.
you, is it unkempt?
Pardon?
To you, is it unkempt?
I know it is.
And
I've
that's
got a hat on.
internalised.
And I did say it's a bad hair day. No,
What
kind
she's
of, but
saying
don't
is that
forget.
it's internalized.
Maybe, but don't forget, I've lived all my life getting a skin fade, basically. This is the first time in my life.
Kind of like going from relaxed to natural. Okay.
Exactly.
Fair
So
enough.
it's a change for me. So you
It
might
did
say it's
take me a
internalized,
while.
but
Yeah.
I have a preference based on how I've grown up. Do you see what I mean? The compliments I've got from
It just
having
breaks my heart
But
because,
it
like,
means that you've internalized.
you know, when I look at those pictures,
I don't think it's anti-blackness.
When I look at
I disagree
pictures
more on that.
of,
I disagree with you on that. It's not anti-blackness.
I think it's
just-
an anti-black thought process. But
That's fair.
when I look at pictures of them in the villages and stuff, and the men had their hair, and it was just like they would style it, and you know.
But that's the norm for them.
in that community, I understand that. So my thing, another question I wanted to pull out, last point, was I kind of asked black women that, you know, we don't like when, you know, if you're on a natural hair journey, I certainly don't like it when men are like, oh, if it's X, sure, it's fine. Like if it's like this, if it's slicked up, slicked down, it's fine. But when it's like this, no. Do you understand? Like you as a black man, just quickly, like, do you have a preference when it comes to natural hair?
This is a very, it's a very techie topic, yeah. But what I find,
You're buff.
that's where it starts and ends for me.
Your
Like
face is buff.
that's where it starts and ends for me. But it's just like, it's one of those things that it's not a conversation I'd want to have. I've never told anyone how to do their hair or how their hair should be. Do you see what I mean? But like, it's just that's it. Actually, I've never thought to myself like, I wonder what your hair would be like, or how I'd feel if your hair was this way. Like, if you're buff, you're buff. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to sound shallow here, but
I think sometimes
that's where it
like
starts and ends for
our
me.
men can be a bit.
The thing is,
I mean,
I don't know about other men, but personally, I can't emphasize enough. I do not care.
Right. Okay.
I don't care.
Fair enough.
So
Fair enough. Okay. All right, guys. That was Uncut. I hope you enjoyed.
actually, no. Before we actually leave that, so I feel like certain styles actually suit people better than other styles.
Yeah.
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 So if I say to you, your hair looks better in Afro than it does
Braids.
cane rods or whatever, are you going to tell me that I'm pro-black because I prefer your hair in Afro? Or if I say my hair looks better sleek back than it does,
That's. I think when it
has to be straight, when it has to be
Yeah,
manipulated to be
yeah.
straight, then it's anti-black. So if it has to be manipulated to be straight, it is anti-black. I think.
or less
But the thing is-
kinky.
the thing
Because
is-
that's what some
my-
black women do as well. Like we say we're accepting our natural hair, but it's always we have to manipulate it so much.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about the ones that they sleek it back and then there's a puff at the
Yeah.
top,
Pineapple.
whatever that's called?
Yeah, that's just
Is that
funny.
anti-black?
No,
If I say-
you don't understand what I'm saying. I'm saying
I don't, but the top, this bit is straight, isn't it?
Oh,
This
yeah,
one-
this is
sleek.
just
That's
the
what I mean
backup.
about sleek.
Yeah, but
So I'm
is
saying,
that
do
anti-black?
you as a black, if that's what you always want,
No, what I'm saying is, if that suits you better than the other style,
He's got a good
will you
question.
label me anti-black?
I would label that as an anti-black thought process.
Because
He said
you
he
look
wants you in
better.
an afro, but not in braids.
No. If I say
said
that,
that
her
he
hair looks
prefers a
better
sleek
as the
back.
pineapple. No, it suits your face shape better.
Yeah, that to me that's not anti-black. It just suits your
Do you
face.
see what I mean? Don't be so quick to label comments
Kane
this
rolls-
and that. Because
I said-
if it looks better on you,
yeah, it looks better on
it
you.
looks better on you.
Like cane rolls do not suit me. Reason being, I have a massive forehead.
No, but that cane rose versus sleek back. Come on.
Sleek
Okay,
up doesn't suit me either. I've got a massive forehead.
no. So imagine the K suited a better than Afro. Would you not say that as anti-black?
I don't know.
Find out next week on Uncut, guys.
I don't know. You
I
guys
like-
let us know what you think about this debate in the comment section. This is always one that gets people riled up. And I know there's an extra layer of culture as well. We won't go into that, but I know in Nigerian cultures, like, they really do bully the men that want to grow up. I know my cousin, oh my God, he had a hard time.
Once you get
Listen,
braids.
my mum, she was on my neck. From the minute it was no longer level
Well, I
one,
think
she was like...
in Nigerian cultures, it's not necessarily anti-blackness. It's more feminine versus masculine. So they think women should have hair and men shouldn't.
yeah.
Oh, fair.
Do you understand? So they think the more that why are you trying to be like a girl?
But wait, isn't that anti-black as well? Because if you go back to our history, all men and women
Listen,
have hair.
I don't like labels personally. So
Yeah.
saying something anti-black, I feel like it's just an opinion. But again,
Let us know in the comment section down below. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in this week.
Why do you talk
Like
why
this
are
video.
you lowering your
you
voice? Why
stop
lower your
doing
voice?
like
What's that
radio
about?
host
I have
voice.
a radio voice.
No, don't beg it. Your forcing radio voice.
No, but
I have a radio
Shut up,
voice.
man.
Just
my accent does not even sound like that. You guys
like
like to
that.
Like, my accent doesn't even sound like that.
Okay,
You literally just did it.
That was
There you go. There you go.
It was like that.
You will see it back.
Anyway, guys, thank you guys.
You're doing it again.
Anyway, guys.
You even leaned in though. Like, she leaned in like
Alright,
Wendy
anyway,
Williams.
guys.
Okay, go on.
That's all we have for you today,
In
guys.
it, yeah.
Make your voice,
She's
make
like,
your
smooth
smooth.
motions.
Ooh, yeah.
That's literally
The camera's still going.
Sorry.
Alright, cool. Alright, sign up.
Thank you guys so much for watching and listening.
Look at it, look at it,
over
look at it,
there
look at
on
it, look
the
at it.
podcast.
Thank you guys. Stop watching.
Until next time, guys, peace and love. Oh no, make sure that if you liked it.
Share with your friends, share on social media.
Make sure you subscribe.
Until next time, guys, peace and love.
Peace and chance.
You did it again. Peace and love. Peace
and
and chance.
chance.
Like you
Have you ever watched Skinny Girl in Transit?
No.
I can't wait to get dilemmas, guys. That's going to be so interesting.
Oh, we haven't sent them in, didn't it? How are they going to send
No
them
one's
in?
emailed us yet.
Oh, email.
Remind them today.
You can slow it.
No,
Remind
yeah.
them to put it in. Just put it
Okay.
somewhere.
Remember, guys.
Don't do that.
Stop.
Go on.
It's going to be anonymous, yeah?
Yeah. Remember, guys, do send in your dilemmas. It's going to be anonymous, don't worry, but we would like to solve your issues for you.
Yes.
So send them to mochunkstv@gmail.com. Put in the subject, dilemma.
Yes. There we go.
No matter what I do, all I think about is you.
Bella's camera is not on.
My boo.
Oh,
You know I'm crazy over you.